I predict 10 questions are headed my way, and they will probably be about prophecy from Isaiah. Well, it's time to answer another 10 questions from Carl Shoup's book, Test Your Bible Knowledge, and I've entered the prophetic book of Isaiah. This is some very interesting material, and I hope to get a perfect score on this quiz. Now, just like every quiz so far, there will be 4 answer choices per question, and they will be accompanied by a reference verse or verses from the Bible in case you want to dig a little deeper and find out more about the question. Okay, I'm ready to test my Bible knowledge, so I'll start with question number 701. The prophet Isaiah foresaw for Israel A. Permanent destruction, B. Near destruction then return of a remnant, C. Near destruction then complete recoupment, or D. Partial destruction then complete recoupment. And I believe the answer for this one is letter B. Near destruction then return of a remnant. And I'm picking this one because I remember this part about the remnant, and that's the only choice here that includes a remnant. So for me, I'm going to choose letter B. 702. And it starts with a quote, "And a little child shall lead them," unquote, said Isaiah, referring to A. Assyrians, B. Exiles, C. Prophets, or D. Animals. And I think the correct answer for this one is D. Animals for 702, letter D. Alright, 703. It says, quote, "The wolf," unquote, said Isaiah, quote, "shall A. dwell with the lamb, B. lie down with the kid, C. eat with the fatling, or D. hunt with the leopard." I think that the answer here is letter A, dwell with the lamb. So for 703, I'm going to choose letter A. So it would read, quote, "The wolf shall dwell with the lamb," unquote. 704 is the next one, and it's a quote again. It says, quote, "Wild beasts of the islands shall cry in their desolate houses, and dragons in their pleasant palaces," unquote, said Isaiah of A. Jerusalem, B. Cairo, C. Babylon, or D. Nineveh. I'm going to get rid of D. Nineveh. I don't think that's the correct answer. I'm really leaning toward letter C, Babylon, as the right answer. I don't think it's B. Cairo, and I'm pretty sure that it's not A. Jerusalem. Let me read it again. It says, quote, "Wild beasts of the islands shall cry in their desolate houses, and dragons in their pleasant palaces," said Isaiah of, I don't know, it could be letter A, Jerusalem, but I'm not sure which one I want to pick here. I'm going to go with letter A, Jerusalem, for 704. Alright, 705. Isaiah predicted that Damascus would become A. the salvation of the Israelites, B. a ruinous heap, C. the conqueror of Judah, or D. a many-storied splendor. Oh, I don't know the answer to this one either. I'm going to throw out letter D, a many-storied splendor. I don't think that's the correct answer here. And I'm going to eliminate letter A, the salvation of the Israelites. So it's between B, a ruinous heap, or C, the conqueror of Judah. And I'm going to choose letter B, a ruinous heap, for 705. I don't think that it's letter C, but I sure am curious. But I'm going to stick with letter B, a ruinous heap, and we'll have to see. 706 is the next one. "The Lord," quote, "rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt," unquote, "and the river shall A. flood the land, B. run uphill, C. be wasted and dried up, or D. turn to blood." And again, I'm not sure what the answer for this question will be, so I'm going to start getting rid of some of these. I think B, run uphill, I think I can reject that one, get rid of that one. A, flood the land, I'm going to remove that one also. So it's between C, be wasted and dried up, or D, turn to blood. I don't think it's letter D. I'm going to choose letter C for 706, be wasted and dried up. Alright, 707, and it's the beginning of a quote, and then I have to provide the last part of the quote. It says, quote, "In that day shall there be a highway out of A, Egypt to Assyria, B, Egypt to Israel, C, Israel to Assyria, or D, Babylon to Egypt." The different one here is letter C, Israel to Assyria. The other three mention Egypt. I'm going to have to start eliminating some of these. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of letter C, Israel to Egypt, even though it's the only one that's different from the rest of these. So that would mean Egypt to Assyria, Egypt to Israel, or Babylon to Egypt. And I think that it may be letter A, Egypt to Assyria. It seems like that was mentioned, those two countries were mentioned together, so that might be a pretty good guess on my part. So for 707, I'm going to choose letter A, Egypt to Assyria. Alright, 708. Sargon was A, king of Egypt, B, king of Assyria, C, commander-in-chief of Assyria, or D, a rare gas. We're going to throw out D, a rare gas. C is commander-in-chief of Assyria. I'm not sure. B, king of Assyria. That might be it. A, king of Egypt. I'm going to pick B, king of Assyria for 708. And I have to tell you that is just a guess on my part. 709. Isaiah's walking naked and barefoot for 3 years was a portent that A, Assyria would lead away Egyptians and Ethiopians, B, Egypt would lead away Assyrians and Ethiopians, C, Ethiopia would lead away Assyrians and Egyptians, or D, all three would lead away Israel. I think the answer here is letter A. Assyria would lead away Egyptians and Ethiopians. I'm pretty sure that's the correct answer for 709, letter A. 710. It's the first part of a quote, and I have to provide the last word. It says, quote, "Arise, ye princes, and anoint the A, chariot, B, spear, C, bow, or D, shield." I'm going to go right for D, shield, as the answer for 710. Okay, that was 10, and that was kind of tough. I'm going to go back to the back of the book where the answers are waiting for me and see how many of these I was able to get right. The first one, 701, it was the question that said, "The prophet Isaiah foresaw for Israel." I said B, near destruction, then return of a remnant, and letter B is the correct answer for 701. 702, it was a quote, it said, quote, "And a little child shall lead them," unquote, said Israel, referring to. I said D, animals, and letter D is the correct answer, animals. Okay, good. 703 is the next one. That one was another quote, part of a verse here. "The wolf is the quote, said Isaiah, quote, shall," and I picked A, dwell with the lamb, and that is also correct, letter A for 703. Okay, 704 is the next one, and it was a quote, "Wild beasts of the islands shall cry in their desolate houses, and dragons in their pleasant palaces, said Isaiah of," and I picked letter A, Jerusalem, and it's letter C, Babylon. I think that when I was reading this question, I at first said letter C, Babylon, and then changed my mind to letter A, Jerusalem, so that'll teach me to go with my first gut instinct. Alright, 705 is the next one, and the correct answer for that is letter B, and I wrote down letter B. That one was Isaiah predicted that Damascus would become A, the salvation of the Israelites, B, a ruinous heap, C, the conqueror of Judah, or D, a many-storied splendor, and I picked B, which was correct, a ruinous heap. Okay, 706 is the next one. It was the one that stated, "The Lord, quote, rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt," unquote, "and the river shall," and I picked letter C, be wasted and dried up, and the correct answer is letter C, be wasted and dried up. Okay, good. 707 is the next one. That one was the first part of a quote, and I had to provide the last couple of words, and the choices were Egypt to Assyria, Egypt to Israel, Israel to Assyria, or Babylon to Egypt. And the quote was, "In that day shall there be a highway out of one destination to another destination." I picked letter A, Egypt to Assyria, for the highway, and that is exactly right, letter A. All right, 708 is the next one. Sargon was, and I picked letter B, king of Assyria, and that is in fact the correct answer, letter B. Okay. 709 is the next one. Isaiah's walking naked and barefoot for 3 years was a portent that, and I said A, Assyria would lead away Egyptians and Ethiopians, and that is correct, letter A. Okay, great. 710 is the final one, and it was a quote, "Arise, ye princes, and anoint thee." I picked letter D, shield, and that is the correct answer, letter D. Okay, great. I was able to get 9 out of 10 correct, which is really good, a 90%. Not a perfect score, not 100%, but a lot better than I thought I would do after I completed the quiz. Well, with the next quiz, I'll continue in the book of Isaiah, and I'm sure I'll learn more prophecy. I'll also get another chance for a perfect score, which I really need to get a perfect score on one of these quizzes. Anyways, there are about 3 quizzes left, I think, from Isaiah, and I'm sure they will be very interesting.